Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of High Live here in Shanghai from HiCom HQ. We are back after a week off. We've come back after the Golden Week, and we are here with a very interesting show this evening. We are going to be talking about the emotional freedom technique. So if that doesn't sound very familiar to you at the moment, I'm sure it will do in the next 50 to 60 minutes or so. So we are here with Sophie, who is going to tell us all about it and how it works. And it's not so popular in China, so hopefully she's going to give us some insights into how it all works tonight. So let's get moving. Just a couple of photos as well before we get going. So there we are. Anyway, great. So thanks a lot, Sophie, for coming on the show. And so really
thanks to you. Thanks for welcoming me. Yeah, it's really a pleasure for me to be here tonight.
Great. Okay. So first of all, everyone has their own kind of journey to China. And everybody kind of arrives here in a different way. So first of all, maybe you can tell us about how you got here and how you came to live and work in China.
So I came here 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. I arrived in China in 2005, and it was a family decision. I followed my ex-husband to come to China. He had an offer from his company, so we decided to give it a go.
Okay.
And we arrived in 2005.
Mm-hmm. And which part of France are you from?
Paris.
Paris. Okay, so that's which arrondissement? Well, you don't have to say.
15.
Okay, great. 15. No, that was near where I lived just outside the 15th when I lived in Paris. So, well, I say Paris, but it was in Issy, just outside. Issy.
Oh yes, but I was nearby Issy, just across the bridge, and
just
I was
just the periphery there.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, but it was nice, good times there, and you haven't always been involved in the EFT.
No, I was working in the tourism industry before for 15 years. Mm-hmm. And then I decided to work in self-development. Because when I was young, I wanted to work with people. I wanted to help people, and I grew up in a dysfunctional family,
right,
with a lot of physical and verbal violence, mm-hmm. And so I was always insecure, and I was always in fear, and I grew up in this condition. And in 2011, an unexpected event shook me and came in my life. And
this is when you were already in China, though?
Yes, I was in China. And this event triggered all the insecurity I had when I was young, and all this fear. So I started my own journey through therapy, energetic therapy, cognitive therapy. And so this is for the personal part. And in terms of professional, so I was working in the tourism industry, and I decided to set up my own company. So for 6 months I went through the process of benchmarking the market and everything. And when everything was done, I didn't dare to go in this process. So I was in a workshop one day, and the workshop was about how to pitch a company. So I talked with the coach. I explained my situation. I wanted to set up my company, but I was too scared to fail to give it a go. So she offered me a coaching session, and I did maybe 8 or 10 sessions with her, and I finally ended up building this company. So I found the coaching very powerful, and it was linked with my first dream when I was young. So in 2014, I decided to go back to Paris, mm-hmm. and I did a training in coaching. So I became a coach.
Mm-hmm. And specifically on the EFT? Or
no,
just
no
more
coach.
general?
I was business and life coach.
I see, right, okay.
So I set up my company in Paris,
mm-hmm.
and so I was coaching people either in business or life coach, and I realized that I was missing one part. I saw that my client could move forward, they really get rid of toxic belief or thought or whatever, but I felt that I was missing one part. And one day I was talking with a friend and she talked to me about EFT. Mm-hmm. And usually when I find something interesting, I like to try. So I tried an EFT session and for me it was amazing. I connected myself with my emotion, what I have never done before. Mm-hmm. I cried a lot in this session and I understood a lot of things. So, and this day I understood that the part I could not reach during my coaching was the emotional part.
Right.
So I keep working as a coach, but on the other side I started training in EFT.
So with EFT, when you were the patient originally, when someone first introduced you to it, how long did it take to have an impact on you? How soon did you feel it taking effect?
Immediately.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I felt a relief immediately after the session. So the session lasts 1 hour, mm-hmm. and after the first session, I felt a relief. So I keep going. So I did EFT therapy. Mm-hmm. for a year, but this is something else. It depends on the reason why you come, and depends also on your personal life. And EFT totally changed my life. I am another person today. I'm completely new. So it's a very changing life therapy technique.
Okay, great, fantastic. So perhaps we can go into the history of it, and who it was created by, and where it was originally born from. So
the EFT was created by Gary Craig, which is an English guy, and he was the student of Roger Callahan. Roger Callahan created the thought for field therapy. And the problem of this therapy was very effective and efficient, but it was very complicated because it was about algorithm. So to go through the technique, you had to learn all the algorithm. So Gary Craig simplified the TFT therapy and created the EFT. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And he created this therapy in 1990.
1990, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, sorry, it's got 1995.
1995.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Okay.
Maybe you created it.
In 90s.
Sure.
In
the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah.
Okay. So, and so the main process of it, the main kind of activity consists of what exactly, and what practices is it similar to?
It's a tapping technique. It's a tapping technique. So this technique is based on acupuncture. Mm-hmm. Acupuncture use needle. In EFT, we don't use needle. We use fingers.
Like a tapping.
Yes, it's a tapping technique. So we tap on 9 points of the body, and it's also based on the traditional Chinese medicine because we use the meridian. So we tap on the meridian, and when we tap on the meridian, we send to the meridian an electromagnetic signal, and this signal helps the energy to go through the body and to unlock the emotion.
Okay, so the meridian, for those maybe who aren't familiar with that, is like a channel going through...
Yeah, it's the channel that helps the energy going through the body, and thanks to this energy, our organ can work properly.
I see, and sometimes if you're stressed, it might be blocked or...
Exactly, because all our organs are linked to a specific emotion.
Right.
So, and all meridians are linked to a specific organ. So when you tap on the meridian, and so you unlock the emotion, and you unlock also, you free the organs from the trapped emotion, and it's when the energy can flow and help the organ to do its job. And when you have a trapped emotion on an organ, your body sends you a message. For example, when you have a lot of headache or tension in the body, insomnia, when you gain weight, when you always have toxic thoughts, this is linked most of the time to emotional blockages in your organs.
Right, I see. And so the what was the other part? And would you say that some people they think to alleviate these types of things they need medication or they need pills or something, and it's really something that could be resolved just through the EFT?
Again, it depends on the situation of some patients. I worked with a patient. She took medicine for 20 years.
Right.
So she took how does it call in English? I don't have the word. I forgot the word.
I'll try and I could be the interpreter
it's
here, maybe.
It's antidepressant.
Antidepressant.
Okay.
It's fine. It's more almost the
Antidepressant
same.
or somnifer.
Like a Prozac or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So she took these pills for 20 years,
I
and thanks to the EFT, she stopped taking any pills.
Wow.
So it took a while because after 20 years you can't get rid of your pills after one session.
Sure.
It took a while, but now she doesn't take any medicine at all.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
So, but again, it depends on people. Sometimes it helps. Taking a medicine helps to canalize the emotion, and when the emotion are canalized by the pills, it's easier to talk with the person and to touch the emotion, because when you don't take pills and sometimes you're all over the place and it's very difficult to get the people attention. But again, it depends on the situation, it depends on the background, on past experiences and everything.
So when you said it took a long time for her, is that a course of months, years, or because you said that some people can, as you did, you see it, you can feel an effect straight away, almost immediately.
So it depends on the reason why you come. For some people, one session is enough. I remember once a patient came to see me for a lack of self-confidence. And after 5 sessions, she stopped. She felt okay. She felt more confident when she was in a group to talk in public, talk in front of an audience. She felt more confident, so she said, "Okay, I'm fine." Right. I reached my objective, so after 5 sessions, we stopped.
I see. But with your sessions, it's not just the tapping and the actual physical process. You ask your patients questions. You try to.
Yeah, when people come, so EFT has a double impact. When people come, first we talk.
Yeah, so
I ask
more like
questions.
a psychologist at the beginning.
Yeah, there's a psychological part where I ask questions because I need to understand the issue. So we first identify the issue. So the issue can be an intense emotion, can be a pain or a situation. So we first talk. We identify the issue. So the reason why the patient come to see me, and then we label the intensity of the emotion on a scale from 0 to 10.
Right.
So 0. She doesn't feel anything, and 10 is the maximum.
Yeah, and the 10, can that mean physical pain as well? Or?
It can be physical pain because most of the time when you have an emotion, there's a physical reaction. So, for example, when you feel sad, you can have a pressure on your chest.
Yeah.
Or if you feel anxious, you can have a weight on your stomach.
Yeah.
If you feel angry, you can have a weight on your liver because the liver is linked to the anger. Or if you go in your life and you carry a lot of emotion from your past experience, you can feel a weight or tension on your shoulder, which have an impact on your body and the way how you.
Your posture.
Yes,
basically.
on your posture. So when we start the tapping, you can feel an immediate relief. So, for example, if in the beginning the intensity was at 9 or 8, after the first tapping, you can feel the intensity can go down to 7, or sometimes the intensity can even go up. So we keep tapping until it's go down to 0.
So it's the patient who kind of gives the score.
Yes, it's not me, because they can feel how is the body and how much is the emotion. For example, if I have people who come to see me because they have a lot of anger, they feel the anger in the body and they're always angry, and the intensity can be very high. So they figure the intensity, and we tap until we go to zero intensity.
Okay, and is meditation linked with EFT at all, or would you say it's a
The
completely
meditation
separate
can help. Most of the time, for some people, I advise them to do meditation or even yoga, because the yoga work also on the emotion.
and the breathing as
But
well?
you don't know, because when you breathe, you can also relieve your emotional intensity. So for some people who are very intense emotionally, I advise mindfulness also, because the mindfulness helps you to live in the moment. And for example, anxiety. Sometimes the anxiety is here because people always see the future. And they are afraid of the future, but you never know what could happen. Sometimes this can happen, but sometimes it won't happen. So you create an anxiety through your thought or your past experience, but this anxiety, this situation could never happen. So when you live in the present moment, thanks to the mindfulness, you can relieve the anxiety.
And I guess with yoga, the physical elements, the way that your certain yoga poses really open your body up.
Exactly.
You can actually get
the
stress
breathing
out
with
that
the
way.
posture, you can really open your body, and you even after I did
stretching
yoga
with
for a few years,
Yeah.
and after each session, I felt relaxed and I felt like empty. Like I released something. I released a weight, emotional weight.
No, I've felt that a little bit as well. I don't do that much yoga, but you really, if you've had a really intense session, and you've really got the stretches and you've held the poses for sort of long periods, rather than the kind of quick, hot physical yoga, you go for the sort of, what do they call it, the yin, where you kind of
The yin yoga is
hold
the one I have done.
poses.
Yes, exactly.
You hold the poses for a lot longer, and
your
really releases the
your
tension.
breathing helps you to hold the posture. It's the one I did also, yin yoga. But I really advise people to do meditation, mindfulness, because nowadays we live too fast. We live very fast. We have a lot of pressure. We have a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress from different perspective or from different angle. And meditation, mindfulness helps to live in the present moment and to release the anxiety of the future.
And to get away from our screens for a while as well. So obviously.
Speaking of screen, guys, we have a question.
Oh, yes.
If I may. So
what, the one about the PNL?
Yeah. What is PNL and is it working? Programmation neurology.
Neurolinguistic.
Neurolinguistic, sorry.
Neuro-linguistic programming, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
I when you do a coaching session, you work in NLP. So you do some NLP exercise.
What is it?
NLP, it's because it's in English, I think it's something like neuroprogrammation linguistic or something like the NLP, neuro-linguistic programmation.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's what we were talking before. We are programmed, I don't know if we say like conditioned by our past experience.
We are conditioned by,
we are conditioned by our past experience. As I said before, from 0 to 7, all the experience we live will be recording in our emotional brain, and the emotional brain is the subconscious, represent our subconscious. 95% of our thoughts, behavior, emotion are linked to these past experiences recording in the emotional brain. And these experiences from 0 to 7, they will be like the hard drive of our programmation and
of our program.
Of our program. And our emotional brain is always behind us, see if there's any danger in the environment. And if he see a danger, he will check in the hard drive if there's a link with a past experience. And if there's a link in the past experience, all the radar in the emotional brain will be red. And the body, there will be an physical reaction, and the body will be ready to either fight
or
fly or freeze.
Oh, you say fly, okay.
So that's why it's important. Yeah, we say fly or
run away
or flee, fly, flee.
Fight or flight, we say in English. Yeah.
So that's why it's very important to work in our past experience, because there's always a link with our emotion, the emotion we feel now, linked to our past experience, to disconnect.
Okay, and I can
Yeah,
ask
carry on,
questions?
yeah, of course.
And so, is there ways, and I guess that's what it is all about, to remove some of the past experience from our programmation or wired brain
From the EFT.
when it has been very bad for us?
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about?
Yeah, it's EFT and other technique to relieve past experience, to relieve trauma. We need to go through the body. So a cognitive therapy won't be enough, because the cognitive therapy will help to understand why I've been through this, why I've been through that, why I experienced this situation, or why I'm here today. So cognitive, like psychology or psychiatry, will help to understand, but they won't relieve deeply the emotion, because all the emotion are stuck in the body, in the memory cells. It's what we call the memory cell. So when you go through the body, especially with EFT, you work on the cognitive brain with the question, and because with the question you trigger the emotion, so you can feel the emotion on your body. And with the tapping, as you send electromagnetic signal to the meridians, you release, you go through your body, so you relieve the intensity in the body, the emotion from the body, linked to your emotional brain. Because the earth and the emotional brain are linked and they work together. And when you do the tapping, you linked the earth and the emotional brain and the cognitive brain. And when they are linked, it's when you feel a relief and you feel more serenity and more happiness.
I have another question for me to understand. What are the different, so the nervous system,
Yeah.
the emotion and the energy? I mean, I'm always confused with all those concepts.
So the nervous system, I'm not sure I will be able to explain in English, but the nervous system has different branch.
Okay.
And in EFT we work on the autonomous nervous system.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
how
that's
we say
fine.
it? Okay.
Autonomous
So
nervous
and
system,
in
yeah.
this autonomous nervous system, there's two branches:
Okay.
the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. I don't know if it's the exact term in English, but in
Okay.
French it's how we say. Okay.
Sounds alright.
So one of the branch is the accelerator of the system. It's the one we use to work, to always be creative, to go in the life. And this other part is the, how do you say frein in English? Le frein.
Break.
Yeah, the other part is the brake
Okay.
of the nervous system. And to feel the serenity in your body, these two needs to be in balance. So if you're always on the accelerator, you're always on top. So you're always high on emotion or on intensity. And if you're always on the brake, you're too low in energy.
Yeah.
So you don't have enough energy to go through your
You
life.
don't get anything done.
So, yeah, so you need to, both needs to be in balance.
What is the connection between the emotion and the nerve? That's what I don't understand. The nervous system. Because I don't get it.
The nervous system is the one who will trigger the reaction.
The emotion.
No, the reaction.
The
Flight.
reaction. The physical reaction.
Physical reaction.
So the emotion will be connecting to the nervous system. The nervous system will make my leg run.
They are all
connected.
connected. So when you feel an emotion,
Yeah.
your emotional brain is triggered.
Okay.
So the alert is red.
And you send the
This
signal to the nervous system.
yes, this triggers the nervous system, and the nervous system will trigger the physical reaction.
Yeah, but the nervous system is a follower. I mean, it's gonna follow what the brain says, so we cannot. I mean, it's all coming from the brain.
The emotional, the subconscious. So when you disconnect your past experience, you disconnect your emotion, meaning that you are able to deal with your emotion, neither
You
control
them more.
because why do we have emotion? A life without emotion will be very flat. We won't be connected, and we won't reproduce us because no connection, no love, nothing. So our emotions are here to send us message. They send us message on how we feel on a situation. For example, if you are talking with someone and you feel, I don't know, maybe angry, or you feel uncomfortable talking with this person, If you have a high tolerance value and you're talking with someone who is, I don't know, is talking about racism or about gender or whatever, your value will be touched.
Yeah.
So this will trigger, your core value will trigger an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So your emotion send you a message that your value has been touched, has been triggered. So it's the message of your emotion. When you feel sadness, the emotion said that, okay, this situation is not good for you, or there's something uncomfort. If you don't take the message, if you try to control the emotion or to put your emotion away, the emotion will come back as long as you don't get his message. And if you keep going, pushing your emotion away, your body will send you a message. If you don't get the message from your body, then a day will arrive where you won't have trust, you will be lied on, for example. I have a very good example. 2 years ago, I was working a lot, and I was not counting my hours. So I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning, and I was going back home around 9:10, and I had to I'm single mom, I have 2 girls, so I need to raise my daughter. So I need to work on everything and try to find a balance in everything. And so I was working a lot, I was exhausted, and I remember 4 days before to go back to France for my holidays and a month's rest, my alarm rang in the morning at 5:30, and I wake up and I said, oh wow, how can I go through my day? I'm very exhausted and I don't know how I will end up this day. And I had a farewell. So I had all my session during the day, and after the session I had a farewell because a good friend was leaving. So I woke up without any energy. I was very exhausted, and 1 hour later I was on the floor. I had an accident. I bumped into a moped, electric scooter, and so the guy fall on me. His scooter fall on my scooter. I fall down, and my head was totally destroyed.
Yeah, so it's actually a collision, like.
Exactly, because for a few weeks my body was telling me something. It was telling me, stop. You can't go through. You have to stop. You have to have a rest. You're going too far. But I didn't listen because I was thinking, okay, my ladies are coming. I will have 1 month nearby the sea. It will be good. I can go. I can do it. I'm very strong. And I ended up in the United Family Hospital with emergency surgery, which went very bad, by the way.
Gotcha. Oh.
So it's what can happen when you don't listen first to your emotion, then your body. The body is stronger, your subconscious is stronger. The subconscious is 95% of our thought, behavior, and emotion, and everything. So it will find a way to make you down. So it's better to listen the emotion or the body to work before something happen, like sickness or something much stronger that put you lie down on the bed for weeks or months or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, very clear. And the energy.
And the energy.
So what is this concept of energy?
Because when you have trapped emotion on your body, as all our organs are linked to emotion. Did you send the picture? No? Can you send the picture for people to see?
Absolutely.
So, for example,
this here.
So,
or have you taken these already?
I did.
Okay, you can put them in the group. So you can send them both.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So
we
this
can
is
send some
the
pictures into the WeChat group to guide you along.
So this is the tapping point of the EFT. So this is all the point we tap to release the emotion or to release the pain. So as we can see on the picture, for example, so the gallbladder is on the corner of the eyes, and the gallbladder is the emotion on the gallbladder is the rage.
What is gallbladder?
The gallbladder.
The gallbladder, it's
Gallbladder is normally down here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So the connection.
The connection.
Oh, I see,
this
right,
is the meridian. Yeah, it's here, but I mean in terms of meridian. Sorry, yes, I didn't explain. Sorry. So in terms, so here is the meridian of the gallbladder.
So they are linked not by nerve, but by energy flow.
By energy.
Are they really?
They're also by energy.
Yeah.
So this is how they are linked by energy.
Acupuncture, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So acupuncture will, if you have issue with rage, anger, or whatever, the acupuncture will put a needle here. In EFT, we tap on all the points, but we can tap on one point if there's a specific emotion.
Gotcha.
So the meridian of the height of the corner is the gallbladder, and the emotion linked is the rage. Okay? So, and then we tap on below the eyes. No, first we start with the eyebrow.
The eyebrows.
So the eyebrow, the meridian is the bladder, and the emotion linked is the frustration.
Right.
Then we go through the corner of the eyes, and here is the gallbladder.
Right.
The emotion is the rage. Then we go under the eyes. So, and the meridian here is the stomach. The emotion linked to the stomach is the anxiety. Then we go below the nose, and here is the meridian called governing vessel, and the emotion linked to there is the shame. Then we go to the chin. The gallbladder here, the meridian here is the central vessel, and the emotion is the shame. Collarbone. The collarbone, the link is the meridian is the kidney, and the emotion is the fear. Yes. So when you feel anxiety, fear, or whatever, if you are in a meeting in the subway or anywhere else, you can just either tap and take a deep breath, tip
just
on
under
the
collarbone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you breathe,
so both sides like that?
Yeah, you can do one side or both sides. I used to do both sides. So when you inhale, you can say it in your mind, I inhale the peace, I inhale the serenity, I inhale the calm. And when you exhale, you can say, I exhale the anxiety, I exhale the fear, I exhale the stress. And you do that until you feel the calm coming back in your body.
Right.
So then we go on the breast. So here the meridian is the liver, and the liver is linked to the anger.
So just by your ribs, or
it's here. It's really
I see. Right.
Yeah, it's really there below the breast for the girls.
Yeah.
And then under the arm. So under the arm, the meridian is the spleen, and the emotion is the anxiety, but for the future. So it's for the people who are always living in the future.
Or worried about the future.
Or worried about the future.
Right.
When we live in the future, we can't live in the present time. And when we live in the past, we can't enjoy the present time because we are either in the past or in the future. But we can't enjoy what's coming in my life here and now because we have amertume or this kind of emotion linked to the past, or anger,
bitterness.
or fear,
Amertume.
bitterness. Yes, bitterness. And we have anxiety because we can't control what will happen. Then we tap on the finger. So here on the thumb.
Fingers, thumb.
Yeah, the thumb, the meridian is the lung, the meridian of the lung, and the emotion is the sadness. Then we go to the index. And so the meridian is the large intestine, and the emotion is the guilt. Then we go to the middle finger. This one is, the meridian is what we call the master of earth. And the emotion is the jealousy. We don't tap on the ring finger because the meridian of the ring finger is what we call the gamut points. And the gamut point is linked to, I translate the triple heater, but I don't know if this is the exact translation with the French name. And the emotion is the depression, so everything linked to depression. And then so we go to the little finger. The little finger, so the meridian is the earth, and the emotion is the anger, but a specific anger linked to very specific situation. And we tap on what we call the choke points. So here it's the small intestine, and the emotion is the vulnerability.
Okay.
So, and all of this meridian transport the energy through the body. So when we talk, we trigger the emotion. This is for the cognitive part. And when we tap, we allow the energy, as we trigger the emotion, we allow the energy go through the body, because the EFT is based on the fact that all the emotion are linked to, are caused by a disruption in the energy system. Because when you have an emotion stuck in your organ, the energy can't go through. So because the energy can't go through, the emotion stuck on this organ will find a way to send you a message to be relieved.
So you're telling me that an emotion is a normal reaction.
Yes.
So why are they stuck then? Because it's normal to react to something. So why should we help the energy or the emotion to be relieved when it's normal to have an emotion? So for example, I'm in love, I'm happy today. Should I relieve the emotion? Or is it, okay, that's a good emotion. Okay, I'm jealous. Okay, I'm very jealous in this situation. So is it not good for me to feel jealous and feel bad about it?
It's good, but if the intensity is too much,
you have to relieve the...
Yeah, you have to relieve it. But why we need to relieve? Why do we have stuck emotion? Because most of the time, at least before now, we understood that emotions are very important because they play a key role. So we even have emotion marketing. Marketing use emotion to send a message, and we use more and more emotion on the message we can see with the emoji. So now we understood. We understood that emotions are very important, and we need to talk about emotion. But before, for example, for my generation, my parents, in my house, we don't talk about emotion because emotion was not good, and we have been taught that emotion are not good. We need to control our emotion because we need to be conform to society expectation. So we've been taught that anger is not good, taking a decision under emotion is not good because we won't take the good decision. So when you grew up in this kind of environment, you learned to suppress your emotion.
I see.
So, and because you suppress, the more you suppress your emotion, the more your emotion will be stuck. And because the emotion is stuck, that means that when the emotion came, you didn't get the message she was telling you, she was sending to you. So she will coming back. But sometimes, when you go through a lot of trauma in your life, sometimes you cut yourself from your emotion, so you don't feel anything anymore. And when you don't feel anything anymore, you can't feel the danger. You can't take any decision because our emotion help us to take decision, to make choice. Emotion help us to interact with people. Sometimes you go to someone because you feel there's a feeling.
Yeah, you feel like
you feel something.
Feeling, you don't do anything.
Exactly, and sometimes you feel a rejection. Okay, maybe I should not go. It's because these people send a message to you. Emotionally, the message telling you that maybe this person is not good to you. Move on your way. It's so there's six basic emotion. Okay, the 6 basic are happiness, love, anger, fear, sadness, and disgust. Some psychologists add surprise.
Inside Out, the movie.
Exactly, this one is very good.
It's an amazing movie.
I really advise, even for children, I really advise to see this movie. Yeah, because it really explains how emotion works.
Good.
So these 6 basic emotions are all over the world. We all feel this emotion, and this emotion have most of the time we know the emotion of the people we are talking to because there's a reaction on the face, and we can read the emotion on the face of someone. For the 6 basic emotion, the other emotion like jealousy, frustration, impatience, they are linked to experience. Some people never felt jealousy because they never been in the situation where they feel the jealousy. So there's some people they never felt frustration. We all feel emotion because we are all frustrating in some points. But this is the life. This is how the life is made. And so all the other emotions will be brought according the experience we are going through in life.
So, sorry.
No,
I have a question then linked to education. Because our education, Judeo-Christian in France, where you have to control emotion and blah blah blah. So now, what would we do? If I have a kid, she's like you, 7 years old, 8 years old, So I would let them cry and express their emotion or be very loud, or I should tell them, okay, take it easy, but then I know that they are very happy. And I will say, no, keep quiet because you bother everybody. How should we do? Because that's...
I work with children.
Mm-hmm.
So when I work with children, I also work with parents. So I give tools to parents to accompany their children through their emotion.
Uh-huh.
So the first advice I give to parents is for them to express their emotion. Because when parents express their emotion, the child understands that it's okay to express mine.
Okay.
So for example, when you come back from your work and you have a very busy day, you're very tense or you're very stressed because you had, bad news or whatever, you can arrive home, and if your kids come very happy to see you and trying to hug you, you can hug him and say, I'm very happy to see you, but I had a bad day today, I feel a bit stressed, so just give me some time, I need to take care of myself, I need to release my emotion, and when I will feel better, I will come to you.
Okay.
So at least your child understand that it's okay to feel this way.
Got you. Yeah.
And I can express my emotions. So the first thing, either kids or adults, the first thing to do when we feel an emotion is to welcome this emotion.
Okay, and to express and let it go.
Welcome, and so the first thing is welcome the emotion.
But not act on it immediately, though.
Sorry?
But not act on it immediately. Know it's there and welcome it in.
Yes, it's just welcome. So welcome is either you feel the emotion or you first feel sensation in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's just a sensation in your body, it's just stop. I feel this sensation in my body. Where do I feel this sensation? So if it's in your chest, for example, okay, I feel this weight or this oppression or this tension in my chest, and I can't breathe properly. So why do I feel this? So, and then you go through your day, okay, is there anything that triggered this sensation in my body? And then you find why you feel this sensation and what is the emotion linked to this sensation. So when you know the emotion, your physical sensation, and the situation links to that, the way to relieve the emotion is just to say, I feel tense or I feel stressed because I had this very difficult discussion with my clients and I have this oppression in my body, in my chest. I allow myself to release this emotion. I am in peace here and now. When you do that, first you send a message to your emotion that, okay, you know why she's there. So you give her the permission to leave, and then you relieve your body.
Okay. But I got that, but coming back to the kid, so another example, if you are angry with your wife, should you let your anger go in front of the kid to show them that it's normal to be angry, or you should, because you can traumatize them? I mean, how do you manage that? Or maybe you have to balance it?
If you go back home, or if you are in home with your wife or whatever, and your kids is going through a very intense emotion, first make sure you can deal with your kids' emotion. Because if you are emotionally tense, you can't deal with your kids' emotion. So the problem that could happen is that your kids trigger even more your emotion. So you will be up on emotion, so you will be angry, you will yell at your kids, and so you will trigger his emotion, and then you go up in the emotion, and there's no way. You're the parents, so most of the time you will win.
Yeah.
But when you are in this situation, when there's a power between the kids and the parents, it's when the emotion will be up because your kids will try will be opponents.
Okay.
So the first thing you can do is first make sure you can deal with this emotion, with your emotion. If you can't deal with your emotion, ask your wife. And so if she can't deal, find the one who is less in emotion. And then go to your child and say, okay, I understand that you are very excited because you have a very nice day, you want to see your friend or whatever. But the way how I give you the permission to express your emotion, excitation, anger, whatever, it's either stamp your feet, or go outside and run, or take a pillow and cry on your pillow, yell on your pillow. You need to tell him how you allow him to express his emotion.
Okay.
So what I advise to parents, it's make a corner somewhere in the house for the emotion.
The relief emotion.
Yes, exactly. So so you can even do in your company, in your office. It's just a small corner. You don't need to make a room for emotion. And on Taobao, Baopass or whatever, there's emoji cushion. About emoji, it's what I use to work with kids. And you buy 6, linked to all the 6 basic emotion, and you can put this cushion in this corner for emotion, and you can say to your kids, okay, when you feel an emotion, you can go on this corner, you take the cushion linked to your emotion, and you can, I don't know, hug this or
beat him if you're
or beat him or slap him, whatever, and it's how I allow you to express your emotion. And you can also, so for example, if it's a very strong anger, in you, a very strong frustration, the first thing is to sit down near your kids.
Right.
And make sure you're calm, because the tone of your voice will either trigger even more his emotion or help him to calm down.
This is the part I don't get, because that makes sense. However, what should I do? So if my kid is angry, not
Angry.
Yeah.
With all age.
I have the same
so
problem.
he is angry, and so should I calm him down? But if I calm him down, that means he's gonna keep the emotion, or I should tell, okay, release your anger and express it, so it's relieved. Because I'm confused here. Should we say you calm down, but that means you're gonna stay somewhere and that's not good, or say let it out, go yell, it's okay?
So no, the things you have to do is, so first make sure you're calm, and then so if you know which emotion is going through, it's okay. I see you're angry. I can see that you are angry. Can I do something for you? How can I help you? Do you need a hug? Do you want to talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a time for yourself to take care of yourself? And when you feel better, you can come to see me. I'm here for you, and we can talk about that. How can I help you? What can I do for you?
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And if the emotion is too intense and you can't have this discussion, because when a kid is under his emotion, sometimes you can't talk with him because he's really
super tense, super
emprisonné. How do you say that?
Yeah, just sort of locked in.
Yes, he's blocked in his emotion, and he can't contact the environment. So you can try to hug him. If you see that he rejects you, stop. Because if you hug your kids and he doesn't want you to hug him, it can be worse. So you can ask him, can I hug you? Do you need a hug? So why hug? Because when you hug someone, your kids, your wife, or another human, this triggers the oxytocin. The oxytocin is the pleasure, is the love hormone. And the love hormone brings the calm in the body within less than 1 minute. So, and it's very efficient for kids. And so the more you hug your kids, the more you secure him, and the more he has this security feelings, which is very important to grow up.
Is it also like if you prolong the touch, if you just keep your hand there, not sort of move it around, but just sort of...
You can touch
them nice and sort of firmly, don't move, and then that will calm.
Yeah, exactly. You can,
as well.
You can touch, because
touch
when...
on the hand, just it's okay, don't worry, just calm down, and then... Not sort of stroking them or patting them or...
Never say it's okay.
Right, oh really?
Yeah, because, for example, no, I mean, if you say to a kid, for example, a kid fall down and he's hurt at her knee, he's crying. If you say to your kids, it's okay, you will feel better soon, you neglect his emotion.
I see.
So what you can say is, it's okay to cry because you are in pain. You have the right to cry. It's okay to cry. When you do that, your kids feels understand, so he can relieve his emotion, and then he go to something else. When you welcome the emotion, the kids feel understood. So, and because he feel understood, the emotion can go down in terms of intensity. So that's why the first thing to do it's acknowledging, you say? Acknowledging the emotion.
Acknowledging it.
Yeah, acknowledging the emotion. When you acknowledge the emotion, the kids feels understood. So it can calm down, and now you can ask, okay, what can I do for you?
So you know that what you say is exactly the opposite of most of my education and most of the former generation education.
Yeah, because we have it's how we've
No,
been raised. It's how we've been raised. We've been raised.
Absolutely.
When we were jumping on the sofa, stop jumping on the sofa.
Yeah.
When you were stop crying, stop yelling, stop. For the boy don't cry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy has to be strong. They need to carry the family, and it's very archaic, but it's still how the society works today.
And
we are still in this archaic system.
I understand, but don't you think it can be, pushing boys to be less muscular? And when I'm not going to go into feminism or whatever, but
no, it's
my
not
point is, you want your boy to, take the responsibility for your family and stuff like that.
And what about the woman?
Same, but I think a man is still stronger than.
No, because we are both.
Yeah, because we're often told that if a guy just sort of shows his emotions too much, it's almost like a sign of weakness, and he should remain stoic and
and that's not good. I mean, no.
No, because even though you're a man, you have emotion.
Absolutely.
It's not being weak. It's not when a man cries, it's not being weak.
No, that I understand, but still, if you are attacked to protect your wife and your family, that's still. That's
but this is normal because you protect your wife.
This is still our job to protect your family. I mean, physically, if necessary. That's almost never happen anymore, but lucky us. But so we won't kill that if men need to be a little bit stronger. I don't.
No, because we are both inside. We have masculinity and femininity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have to find a balance between both. So you can't be too. Woman or boy, you can't be too masculine or too feminine. Life is about balancing. We need to balance everything. We need to balance the social life, work life, private life, love life. We need to balance emotion. We need to balance femininity and masculinity. Everything is about balance. If you are too masculine, you don't give a chance to your femininity to come, and you can prevent yourself of things. Okay. If you're too feminine, same, you need to be masculine. You need to be feminine for creativity, for being able to deal with certain... of course.
Absolutely.
And showing emotion.
Caring and loving.
Exactly. Because if you don't feel your emotion, how can you love?
Yeah. No.
If you don't love yourself, how can you love others? Yeah. If you don't take care of yourself, of your emotion, of your need, how can you
chef correctly?
How can you take care of others' need or emotion?
Yeah.
For example, in my childhood, my need has never been filled, except the basic. I always had food. I had a roof. Okay, but my need of security has never been filled by my parents, and I have never been hugged by my parents. So, from this childhood, subconsciously, I had the belief that my need doesn't have to be filled. So I never filled my need until recently, after all the work I've been through. So, and I didn't feel my daughter's need until I understood what I went through.
Yeah, that's a very good way. If it's too personal, stop me here. But even before you discover this method, you fall in love with your husband. You still feel your emotion. I mean, when you were a teenager, I guess you had.
No, I didn't know what because I was connected with my emotion. I cut myself off from my emotion. So yeah, we were well together. We were okay together, but I didn't know what was loving someone. And thanks to EFT, I knew how to love through my daughters.
Understood.
So my relation with my both daughters, now they are 17 and 12, completely changed. We are very, we have a very nice relation. We talk a lot. So I learned how to talk to people. I learned how much communication is important in the life, because if you don't communicate, how can you handle a situation?
Especially with a teenager. Huh?
Exactly.
Oh.
And you leave too many emotions sort of locked inside, and that might have a bad effect later on in life.
Exactly. So I was not feeling any emotion, but I was very intense when the emotion was coming. So I was always very intense, always. So everything could trigger me. So the first year of my older daughter was quite hectic. So hopefully I work on myself, I work with her, and now it's fine. But of course, according to the childhood we had, there's an impact on who we will become. Because we create belief according to the environment in which we grew up. Another belief I had, it was that the world is a danger. I can't trust anyone. So I never trust anyone. So I always relied only on myself. But you can't rely only on yourself. You need other people to go through your lives, from experience, whatever trauma you had. So, and thanks to EFT, I understood who I was, why I was like this, and I relieved all this belief, trauma, emotion, and now I set up my company, and I'm very happy about my life, and I'm passionate about my job, and I want to bring that to other people, to give them the strength to move forward and to be happy and in love, because life is about love.
Great. Okay. Do you want to have a quick sort of 5-10 minutes or so?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As Sophie's patient.
Yeah, I'm a patient. No problem.
So what I'll do is I'll spin the camera around, and I'll just film you.
Yeah.
Film you guys. So that, I'll just get the camera.
Okay, so we need to
There
be
we
face
go.
to face.
So,
Face to face?
Yeah, we
okay,
need to
so-
face each other.
over here, so that I can see both of you better. Okay.
So let me know when you're fine.
Yeah.
when
all
you're
good.
ready.
Yeah.
You're ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Off you go.
So is there any specific topic you want to work on?
Yes. So I have a baby, 6 months old,
Okay.
and well, she doesn't sleep very well, but she's a baby. So I don't know how to react when I'm frustrated. Sometimes I take it on my wife when I'm frustrated because of the
Okay.
baby. And I'm wondering, so first of all, how should I react when she doesn't sleep? If I got frustrated and if I told to her, badly say, why you don't sleep, when you're
Okay.
tired, does it have an impact on her?
Your reaction, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
And all
because
the-
if you arrived in a room, you're frustrated, you're angry because you're tired, you want to sleep. Baby are connected to parents' emotion, so she will feel your emotion and she might cry even more.
How do I do that? Because
You
I'm
need to
frustrated. So I need to stop, but she's crying, so I need to go get her.
You need to relieve your emotion. So when she wake you up during the night, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you heard her crying, how do you feel? Which emotion? The first emotion you feel. What is the emotion?
Not again.
Okay. So this is the thought. Not again.
Yeah.
The emotion.
Frustration, tiredness.
Do you feel angry?
A little bit. I'm not too angry. She doesn't.
Okay.
That's not her fault. I'm not.
Okay.
But,
So irritation.
Irritation.
More
That would-
irritation.
yeah, that would be
It's
it,
more
yeah.
irritation. When-
Irritability.
Huh?
Sorry.
Irritability.
Yeah.
Irritability.
Where do you feel it on your body?
To be honest, I have no idea.
So, for example, just visualize you're sleeping, you're in a very nice dream, and then you hear your baby crying.
Yeah.
Where do you feel your emotion in your body?
I'm not very good with that. I have no idea.
Do you feel any tension somewhere?
Yeah.
Where do you feel the tension?
Focus. Maybe in the back.
On your back? How are your shoulders?
Yeah, and my shoulder too.
Okay, tension on your shoulder. How is your belly?
pretty fat.
Your chest?
Chest. I would go for shoulder actually if I had to choose one.
Okay, what is your thought?
I need to get up.
I need to get up and not again.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we go through the EFT tapping, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what I will do, I will make sentences with your own words and we will work as a mirror. So I do sentences, you repeat the sentences after me, you can change my words,
Mm-hmm.
If you have very specific words that have more sense for you, use your own words,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in the same time, we will tap on point of our body. So we will first tap on the edge of the hand, repeating 3 sentences roughly the same.
Okay.
Okay? Then we tap on the eyebrow, at the head of the eyes, below the nose, on the chin, the collarbone, the chest, underarm,
Mm-hmm.
and here on the nail of the thumb,
Mm-hmm.
index, middle finger, then we go to the little finger, we go back to the edge of the hand, on the top of the hand, and we finish with the head to anchor what we say. Okay?
It's gonna be a long process.
No, it's very fast.
Got it.
Let's go. So we tap and we talk at the same times. So we start here.
So I'm tapping.
Yes, even though I feel this tension. You have to repeat after me.
Even though I feel this tension
On my back.
on my back,
I have this weight on my shoulder.
I have this weight on my shoulder.
My baby is crying again.
Oh yes, my baby is crying again.
Not again.
Not again.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
to
tired.
wake up.
I gotta wake. I have to wake up.
I need to go to see her.
Yeah, I need to go to see her.
I feel irritated.
I feel irritated.
I feel frustrated.
I feel frustrated.
I want to sleep.
I want to sleep.
I love myself
Yeah, I love myself
deeply as I am.
deeply as I am.
Even though I feel this frustration
Even though I feel this frustration
when my baby is crying.
when my baby is crying,
My shoulders are tense.
my shoulder are tense.
I have this heavy weight on my shoulder.
I have this heavy weight on my shoulder.
I want to sleep.
I want to sleep.
I feel irritated.
I feel irritated.
Not again.
Not again.
Another night.
Another night.
I love myself
I love myself.
and I respect myself.
I respect myself.
Even though I feel this irritation on my body,
Even though I feel the irritation in my body,
hearing my baby crying again.
hearing my baby crying again.
Not again.
Not again.
I just want to sleep.
I just want to sleep.
I feel so frustrated.
I feel so frustrated.
I love myself
I love myself
deeply as I am.
deeply as I am.
This frustration on my body.
This frustration of my body.
My baby is crying again.
My baby is crying again.
One more night without sleep.
One more night without sleeping.
I feel irritated.
I feel irritated.
I have this weight on my shoulder.
I have this weight on my shoulder.
My back is tense.
My back is tense.
I want to sleep.
I want to sleep.
I feel tired.
I feel tired.
I feel irritated.
I feel irritated.
I love my baby,
I love my baby.
but I want to sleep.
But I want to sleep.
I want her with him.
Her.
I want her to sleep.
I want her to sleep.
All this irritation.
All this irritation.
I feel frustrated.
I feel frustrated.
I want to sleep.
I want to sleep.
This frustration on my belly. On my body.
This frustration in my body.
Take a deep breath. How do you feel now
She's not crying.
on your body? How is your body now?
No, it's good. I'm relaxed.
One thing I forgot to do before we start the tapping is asking you how much is your intensity in terms of frustration.
What is the scale?
Now it's from 0 to 10. There's no frustration. 10 is the maximum. 5 is moderate.
I'm a 5 kind of game.
Okay. So now, if you think again about your baby crying, how much is the frustration?
Maybe a bit down a little bit. I'm pretty relaxed.
How much is it now?
Maybe 4 or 3.
Okay, for
No,
3.
I'm not very frustrated. Or she's not yet crying.
Okay, so we will do one more round. Okay?
Okay.
Even though I still have this frustration
Even though I still have this frustration,
when my baby is crying,
when my baby is crying,
I love myself
I love myself
deeply as I am.
deeply as I am.
Even though I still feel this frustration
Even though I still feel this frustration
at 3
at 3
on my back,
on my back,
I feel tense.
I feel tense.
I want to sleep.
And I want to sleep.
I love myself
And I love myself.
and I respect myself.
And I respect myself.
Even though I still feel this irritation,
Even though I still feel this irritation,
thinking of my baby crying,
thinking of my baby crying,
one more night,
one more night,
I'm tired.
one day,
I want to sleep.
I want to sleep.
I love myself
I love it.
and I respect myself.
I respect myself.
I still feel this frustration.
I still feel the frustration.
Frustration is at 3.
The frustration is true.
I'm tired.
Time.
I want to sleep.
I want to sleep.
This tension on my back,
This tension of my back.
this weight on my shoulder.
This weight on my shoulder.
I need to sleep.
I need to sleep.
I need to go through my day tomorrow.
I need to go to my day tomorrow.
How can I work if I'm tired?
How can I work with that?
This frustration.
This frustration.
I still feel frustrated.
I still feel frustrated.
I still feel this irritation.
I still feel this irritation.
I need to sleep.
I need to sleep.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
One more night without sleeping.
One more night without sleeping.
It's normal to be frustrated.
It's normal to be frustrated.
I need to sleep.
I need to sleep.
It's normal to feel this irritation.
It's normal to feel this irritation.
There's few months without sleeping now.
Few months without sleeping now.
I feel exhausted.
I feel exhausted.
I need to take care of myself.
I need to take care of myself.
I need rest.
I need rest.
It's normal to feel this emotion.
It's normal to feel this emotion.
I'm not sleeping for a few months now.
I'm not sleeping for a few months now.
It's normal to feel this emotion.
It's normal to feel this emotion.
I need rest.
I need rest.
I need to sleep to feel well.
I need to sleep to feel well.
I need to sleep to release the tension on my body.
I need to sleep to release the tension in my body.
I accept my emotion.
And I accept my emotion.
It's normal to feel this emotion.
It's normal to feel this emotion.
Take a deep breath. How do you feel now?
I feel good. Yeah. This whole process calm you down. Yeah.
Can you feel it on your body?
I don't feel anything on my body.
You say this calm me down.
Yeah, because I feel. I
Okay.
don't feel my body. But for me, when I calm down, I don't feel the body.
Okay, so do you
there is
feel
no
relaxed
head.
now?
Yeah, when there is no headache or anything, when you don't, I'm relaxed.
Okay. This is how EFT works.
Hmm.
There's immediate release.
Great.
I'm gonna sleep one, two. Yeah,
Very
cool,
nice, man, Stefan.
I'm very relaxed,
Have a
man.
nice night's sleep tonight.
Yeah. We are.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Well, we are
we're well over, but
Yeah, well over.
we'll end it there, I believe. Can you just make sure there's no point in turning it around again,
No,
but
no,
just
okay.
make sure I'm all in shot. So I think we'll leave it there, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, incredible. Are there any other resources that that we can add to our WeChat groups if any of our followers are want to find out more or want to read more about the technique?
They can reach me out if they want through the
Sure.
group. They can send me an invitation and ask me question on WeChat. I'm always very happy to answer people or to talk about EFT emotion or whatever. So they can reach me out on WeChat.
Okay, super.
And you have a contact, a card, if they want a consultation or something that we can share on the group eventually?
Yes, I have.
Or it's on your WeChat?
Yeah, I think it's better on
It's
my
better.
WeChat because
Okay.
I have a business card, but there's no my
No,
WeChat
no,
in it or whatever. So
So it's on your
because
WeChat.
I'm the only one in my company,
Gotcha.
so I do everything.
see.
So when people want to take appointment, they reach me out directly, and so we talk first through WeChat.
Okay, great. Excellent. Well, thanks a lot, Sophie, for coming in and going through this amazing technique. I'm sure it's already had a great effect on Stefan, I believe.
That's brilliant. That's very
And it's actually something that people can practice on their own as well.
Yes, this is the good point about EFT. It's very easy to learn. So people can afterwards use it in their daily life for anything. I use it almost every day for anything. For example, if I am in the metro and it's crowded and I feel I can't breathe, I tap myself. Either I do a full round or I just tap here telling me I feel frustrating, there's too many people, they take my oxygen, I'm dying, and until I feel the relief.
If I may, it's very close to meditation because you have to focus on one single thought and emotion, and after you have this process, but that means you think only about that. So it's really like, for me, I really relate that to meditation.
Because when you tap, you focus on your problem.
Absolutely.
So either, for example, for your daughter who is not sleeping, when you tap, you focus on the problem. So you are only focused on this problem. Exactly, and
really
it's what
relaxing.
helps to release the emotion linked to this issue. If it's a pain, you focus on the pain on your body. For example, if it's on the solar plexus, you focus on your solar plexus, and it's how the relief come. And then another thing I didn't explain why it works. It's because when we have emotional blockages, of course we don't feel the emotion. And sometimes we don't know why there's this emotion, why we are always angry, or why we are always sad, or why we are always frustrated, or why we have this emotional intensity and we are always triggered. So when you do the tapping, you relieve the emotion. When you relieve one emotion, another one comes. Because an emotion is never alone. There's always a cluster of emotion. We see the 6 basic, I said before, but underneath, there's jealousy, frustration, or whatever. And
emotion.
when we do the tapping, we relieve the emotion, and the memory or situation linked to that emotion come on the surface. And when we do this job, we can find the root cause of the situation or the emotion. And when we find the root cause, it's when we disconnect totally the emotional reaction. The programmation. We disconnect the programmation we made in our childhood. And the more we disconnect, we break this programmation, the more we connect to ourselves, and the more we can take decision according to who am I, and not according to who I have been told to do, or to be, or to feel, or whatever. And you are more connected to yourself, and you can also, because what I see through the session, it's how people see us as a very big impact. How we can feel judged. Yes, in general, maybe if I do that, I will be judged, or I will feel I will be rejected, or I won't be loved. And when we have this, the impact of others on this drive our life. And so there's a lot of things we don't do because we are too afraid of how we will see if we do feel or say this.
Okay, great, excellent. So we'll leave it there again. So thanks again, Sophie.
My pleasure. I was very happy to be with you tonight. So if you have any questions, just reach me on WeChat.
Great, okay, brilliant. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.